For thousands of years, human civilizations across the globe instinctively harnessed the power of fermentation, primarily for food preservation, but also for enhancing flavor, aroma, texture, and intuitively recognizing perceived health benefits long before the underlying microbial processes were understood. This widespread and ancient practice across diverse cultures and food types signifies an early, sophisticated, albeit unconscious form of biotechnology. Humans were not merely preserving food, they were inadvertently engaging in microbial selection and manipulation, optimizing processes for practical benefits such as extended shelf life and enhanced flavor, while also observing positive health outcomes. This demonstrates a deep co-evolutionary relationship between humans and their microbial environment. The earliest documented evidence of human-caused fermentation dates back to 10,000 BCE, with the spontaneous fermentation of milk from camels, cattle, sheep, and goats in North Africa, leading to the first documented yogurt. Kefir, a tart, frothy fermented milk, is believed to have originated in the northern Caucasus region centuries or even millennia ago. Ancient Greeks and Romans further refined techniques for making cheese and yogurt through lactic acid fermentation. Beyond dairy, archaeological discoveries in Neolithic Chinese pottery dating back to 7000 BCE reveal the world's oldest brewed beverage, made from fermented rice, honey, and fruit. Winemaking traditions emerged around 6000 BCE in Georgia and were well established in Babylon by 3000 BCE. Ancient Egyptians, between 3500 and 300 BCE, perfected the art of leavening bread using yeast, a staple in their diet. Mesopotamian civilizations also produced a vast array of leavened breads and beer, central to their sustenance and culture. Vegetable fermentation also has deep roots. The practice of pickling cucumbers originated in the Tigris Valley, modern-day Iraq, in 2000 BCE. Ancient Chinese cultures utilized lactic acid fermentation to produce suan kai, a type of fermented cabbage, and fermented tea leaves to create kombucha around 200 BCE. Kimchi, a cornerstone of Korean culinary heritage, has descriptions dating back to around 32 BC. Germanic tribes also fermented shredded cabbage with salt to make sauerkraut around 400 BC. Other examples include the medicinal use of moldy soybean curds as an antibiotic treatment in China from 500 BCE, traditional Indian foods like idli and dosa, made using naturally fermented batters from rice and lentils, and even the fermentation processes involved in chocolate, 1900 BC, and coffee, 1500 AD production. The sheer scale of traditional fermentation is evident today, with over 3,500 types of fermented foods and beverages consumed globally, a testament to millennia of experimentation. This rich history demonstrates that the fundamental concept of beneficial microbes for health existed in practice for millennia before its scientific articulation, suggesting an innate human connection to the microbiome. A pivotal moment in understanding fermentation scientifically came in 1856 when French chemist Louis Pasteur definitively linked yeast to the process, effectively becoming the first zymologist. His groundbreaking work in the 1860s identified the specific microorganisms responsible for fermentation, demonstrating that food spoilage was caused by microbial activity. Pasteur's contributions were foundational not just for fermentation, but for the entire field of microbiology. By proving that microorganisms were responsible for biochemical transformations, he demystified a centuries-old practice and established the scientific framework necessary for future investigations into microbial roles. While he did not initially connect these microbes to any specific health effects in the host, his rigorous identification of specific microbial agents as drivers of change opened the door for subsequent researchers, most notably Metchnikoff, to investigate their physiological impact on living organisms. Without Pasteur's methodological and conceptual breakthroughs, the later advancements in probiotic science might have remained purely speculative. Ilya Ilyich Metchnikoff, a Russian zoologist and Nobel laureate, sharing the 1908 Nobel Prize in Medicine and Physiology for his pioneering work in immunology, is widely regarded as the grandfather of modern probiotics. Working at the Pasteur Institute in Paris in the late 1800s and early 1900s, Metchnikoff became deeply intrigued by the phenomenon of human aging. He proposed the controversial concept of intestinal auto-intoxication, theorizing that putrefactive or proteolytic bacteria in the large bowel produce toxins such as phenols and ammonia through protein digestion, which he believed contributed to the aging process. Metchnikoff hypothesized that this self-poisoning could be suppressed by modifying the gut flora, specifically by replacing harmful microbes with beneficial ones. His observations of rural Bulgarians, who despite challenging living conditions, exhibited remarkable longevity, led him to attribute this to their daily consumption of fermented milk products like yogurt. He suggested that drinking fermented milk, particularly that containing Bulgarian bacillus, would seed the intestine with harmless lactic acid bacteria. This would decrease the intestinal pH and thereby suppress the growth of the putrefactive bacteria. Metchnikoff famously began drinking fermented milk himself and reported experiencing health benefits. This revolutionary concept, which he termed orthobiosis, meaning for life or right living, was influential during his lifetime, but largely fell out of favor and was ignored by the mainstream scientific community until the mid-1990s, when experimental evidence began to re-emerge. Prior to Metchnikoff, the prevailing focus in microbiology was on identifying and combating pathogenic bacteria as agents of disease. His longevity hypothesis represented a radical departure from this pathogen-centric view, proposing that beneficial microbes could actively promote health and prevent disease. This conceptual leap fundamentally shifted the perspective on human-microbe interactions from purely adversarial to potentially symbiotic, laying the philosophical and scientific groundwork for the entire field of probiotics. Building on this nascent understanding of microbes, several key beneficial strains were isolated and characterized in the early 20th century, laying the empirical foundation for probiotic science. In 1899, Henri Tissier, a French pediatrician at the Pasteur Institute, isolated Bacillus bifidum communis from the stools of breastfed infants. He observed its predominance in the intestinal flora of healthy infants and subsequently recommended its administration to infants suffering from diarrhea, claiming it could displace pathogenic bacteria. In 1901, Martinus Willem Beijerinck provided a detailed description of the genus Lactobacilli, a group that would become central to probiotic research. In 1905, Stamen Grigorov, a Bulgarian microbiologist, discovered the specific strain of bacillus responsible for fermenting Bulgarian yogurt, naming it Lactobacillus bulgaricus. This marked the identification of one of the first scientifically recognized probiotic strains. Around the same time, in 1900, Ernst Moreau, an Austrian pediatrician, isolated and characterized a gram-positive bacterium he named Bacillus acidophilus. A significant observation occurred in 1917 when Alfred Nissl, a German scientist, noted that during a severe outbreak of shigellosis among German soldiers, one soldier remained unaffected. He isolated a non-pathogenic strain of Escherichia coli from this soldier's feces, postulating that it prevented the infection. This was subsequently interpreted as an early example of a probiotic. In 1920, Henri Boulard, a French scientist, isolated the first probiotic yeast, Saccharomyces boulardii, from the surface of lychee and mangosteen fruits, noting its ability to prevent cholera. In 1930, Minoru Shirota, a Japanese microbiologist, discovered Lactobacillus casei shirota from the human intestine. Shirota believed this strain's lactic acid production in the gut could inhibit harmful bacteria and promote health and longevity. This discovery famously led to the development of Yakult, one of the first commercially available probiotic yogurt drinks. These pioneering isolations spurred early clinical investigations. In 1922, one of the earliest human studies demonstrated improvements in 30 patients suffering from chronic constipation, diarrhea, or eczema after treatment with Lactobacillus acidophilus. A decade later, in 1932, another study further confirmed the beneficial effects of L. acidophilus in patients with constipation and even mental disease. The systematic isolation and characterization of specific microbial strains marked a critical transition in the understanding and application of beneficial microbes. This moved beyond the general concept of fermented foods to identifying the specific microbial agents responsible for perceived health benefits. This precision was essential for enabling controlled scientific study and the eventual development of targeted probiotic products, rather than relying solely on traditional, undefined fermented foods.